Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us his truth. Peace, love, and salutations to the hopeful elect Akim that's teaching and preaching his truth with all righteousness and sincerity. This is Ak Yawasop. Today's lesson is entitled, Every Hand of the Wicked Shall Come Upon Him. And Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, which are the true names of the Heavenly Father and his only begotten Son. And as always, the sit downs, the lessons, the street speaking is for the remnant, the elect, the Israel of the Most High to use the gospel preach. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Him is Esau, and the wicked are the laborers that's working in this society. All right, as we get closer and closer to the end of this system, people are waking up, all right, to the ill dealings of the global elites, all right, the shadow government. They looking at the whole presidential administration and seeing how they're pushing policies that's further driving people into debt. You know, inflation is up, cost of living is up, food prices is up, gas is up, and with all these different financial woes and crises people are dealing with, you know, we're seeing the behavior change on these people. You know, it's gonna go from people worrying about, you know, if they're gonna keep their job and being able to put food on their table to people out here robbing, stealing, looting, killing, and murdering, which is all part of Esau's plans. He want to cause this problem reaction solution theory to take place. All right, he's going to cause these problems. There's a reaction, there's a solution. And we have all the information here in the script. So I'm going to start here in Job, the 20th chapter. Lord willing, you be edified through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. Point is in the 20th verse, but I'm going to start at the 18th verse to build up the vibration. And this is speaking about Esau, Edom, which is the so-called white race. And when we speak about these Edomites, we're talking about the nobles, the shadow government, the 1%, the bankers. It says that which he labored for shall he restore. See, everything that Esau, Edom has done, all right, which is through rape, robbery, and murder, all right, he labored to get the riches and the different things that he has today. He's gonna restore that. All the gold, all the land is going to go back to the rightful owners. All right, let me get something real quick here. And I'm going to get Nahum, third chapter, which this chapter goes into the destruction of Nineveh, but America is the modern day Nineveh. So Nehemiah chapter 3, verse 1, woe to the bloody city, which is prophetically speaking about America. It is full of lies and robbery. The prey departeth not. The prey of the Israelites. The Israelites are still here. But this kingdom is full of lies and robbery. Okay? Look at the history. Look at the different practices that these Edomites did in order to acquire this land, in order to take this land. It was full of lies and robbery. They took things. All right? Let's go over here to Micah real quick. Maybe the second chapter. Micah chapter 2, verse 1, it says, woe to the oppressors. The chief oppressor is Esau, Edom. Woe to them that devise iniquity. See, these Edomites, they devise iniquity. Let's go into this word devise real quick. It goes back to the Hebrew word chashab. Chashab says to think, plan, esteem, calculate, invent, make a judgment, imagine, count. So this is their think tanks. All right, you can call us conspiracy theorists all you want, but in order for them to push out these plans, policies, legislations, decrees, and these orders, they have to sit down and talk about these things. So they devise iniquity. We're going to go back to Micah 2, but let's load up some of the iniquity that devise. This is Psalm 83 and 1. Keep not thou silence, O Yahweh, hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Yahweh. We want the Lord to be fulfilling these prophecies. For lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head, these nations outside of the children of Israel. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulting against thy hidden ones. They have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. So their goal when they're having these G20 summits, these Bilderberg meetings, the United Nations coming together, all right, these different summits, these annual meetings, they consult against the hidden ones, the Israelites. They take the crafty counsel, all in efforts to cut us off from being a nation, that we won't forget our nationality, our heritage. So going back to Micah, the second chapter, it says, woe to them that devise iniquity. When we went into that word devise, which was kashab, which means to think, to plan, to calculate, to invent. So they come together and devise iniquity to cut us off from being a nation, to sow discord. Just right now, you got this whole Stormy Daniels situation with Donald Trump. You got the Kendrick Lamar and the Drake situation, which it was came out that Drake's mansion in Toronto was shot up. You know, you got that going on. Then you got the uproars of the people. You got protests all throughout America at these colleges in regards to what's happening in the Middle East. You know, Esau, he orchestrates all this stuff to distract people from, you know, what their plans. So woe to them that devise iniquity, to work evil upon their beds, because these elites are at rest. It says, when the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. So they go and have these think tanks, these meetings. They figure out different plans to, you know, devise iniquity. All right. And they go out and practice it. They push it out. All right. So through Esau acquiring this earth, they've done a lot of lies, a lot of robbery, cutting people off, taking resources, so on and so forth. So back in Job 20 and 18, that which he labored for shall he restore. Let me see something real quick. I want to say it's Ecclesiastes, the 10th chapter. This is Ecclesiastes chapter 10, verse 7. Pride is hateful before the Most High and man, and by both doth one commit iniquity. There is no nation that's more prideful than these Edomites. Obadiah goes into that. Here's the point, verse 8. Because of unrighteous dealings, like we were reading in Nahum, the 2nd chapter, woe to the bloody city, it is full of lies and robbery, the prey departeth not. That's unrighteous dealing, coming in the vibration of lies and robbery. Because of unrighteous dealings, injuries, war, committing people off, cutting people off, taking their resources, and riches gotten by deceit. So they gotten riches, they gotten substance through wickedness. The kingdom is translated from one people to another. And when we talk about the end of the world, this is what we're talking about. The kingdom being translated from one people, the Edomites, to another, which is Jacob. So everything that these devils labor for, like we're reading in Job 20 and 18, is going to restore. Okay, let me see. So all those riches, the kingdom is going to be translated from one people to the next, and we're going to take all their substance. Isaiah 60 goes into that. Job 20 and 18, from the top, that which he labored for shall he restore, and shall not swallow it down. He's not going to reap the benefits of everything that he's done. According to his substance shall the restitution be, and he shall not rejoice therein. So he got to pay everything back. These Edomites ain't going to be happy. Because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, the Israelites. Because he have violently taken away a house which he builded not. Yeah, he's in the land. All right. Jerusalem is being trodden down by the Gentiles. So as it says here, because he have oppressed and forsaken the poor, because he's done all these things to the Israelites. Let's go to Isaiah 34 real quick. Goes into the destruction of Edomites rulership. When you go here to the 8th verse, when you read it in another translation, see the Christian Standard Bible. Once again, Isaiah 34 and 8. For Yahweh has a day of vengeance, a time of paying back Edom for its hostility against Zion. So Esau, he has to pay back everything that he have done to the Israelites back in Job 20 and 19, because he have oppressed the poor and have Salaki, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor. Like we're reading in Isaiah 34 and 8 in the Christian Standard Bible, Edom's hostility against Zion, which Zion is a title for the Israelites, which Zion in the Hebrew is to Zion, which means memorial. So Job 20:19, because he have oppressed and have forsaken the poor, because he have violently taken away an house which he built not. Here's verse 20. Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. What's the desire of the global elites? All the answers is in the scripts. When you go here to Revelation 13, verse 16, it says, and he causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their forehead. This is the desires of Esau. Okay, we often go into it, implantable technology that you buy and sell with. All right, this is their plans. And through the testimony of Yahushua, we're able to expose Esau and his plans, and he's not able to hide himself. So he's going to have a very complicated time in pushing this NWO because he's exposed. So Revelation 17, that no man might buy or sell. So you're not going to be able to operate in this society financially without this implantable technology, save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Because when you take on this technology, when you consent unto them, all right, you're not only taking a mark, but you're taking on a number, the name of the beast. The beast is this kingdom ruled by the Edomites. The name that's on this system is Esau. So you're taking on Esau's name. You are submitting to Esau, and you're having him to be your God. So you take on the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here's wisdom. Let him that have understanding count the number of the beast. So it's about those that have understanding, which is the elect, the remnant, the Israel, the Most High. This is who these lessons are for. It says, for it is the number of a man, and his number is 603, which goes into the UPC, which is an acronym for the Universal Product Code, which is going to be a special number that's tied to the MOTB, all right, which will identify you once it's scanned. Okay, that's the number of his name. So Esau, that's what he desired. That is what the Heavenly Father put in their spirit to do in these last days. Job 20:20, surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly, his mind. All right, because he has all these other things going. You got World War III happening in the Middle East. You got immigration happening over here in Babylon. You got the truth out. You got the camps out. You got normal people exposing the elites and their practices and their agenda. So he's not feeling quietness. All right, Esau, he's going to have to come down with great wrath because he knoweth that he have but a short time. And I'm quoting Revelation 12:12. He shall not save of that which he desired. And we went into what he desired. He causes all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive that technology in their hand to buy and sell with. All right. 21. There shall none of his meat be left, his substance. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Because these banks, these American banks, the IMF, the International Monetary Fund, people is seeing how the American dollar is backed by so much debt. And these countries, they coming together and forming alliances within themselves to get away from the American dollar. You hear about BRICS, all right, which BRICS is what, Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa, with other nations being added to that conglomeration of nations. So these countries are no longer wanting to deal with these Edomites. Once again, there shall none of his meat be left. Therefore shall no man look for his goods. Here's a point. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Straits are what? Position of difficulty. Let's go into this word straits here. Goes back to the Hebrew word sapak. That's the side of pa, the qua, sapak. Hand clapping, mockery, scorn, meaning dubious. All right. When you go here to the root word, the etymology says to please, to clap, slap. All right. So sufficiency, when they thinking they got the victory, when they clapping, When they hand clapping, they laughing. Yeah, we got him. They thought they was going to offset prophecy. I mean, they thought these prophecies was going to come to pass. We offsetting these prophecies with division and deception and deceit. In the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straight. So when he thinking he finna um, have everything go as planned, he's going to be in straits. And says, every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. Now, let's go into this word wicked. It's not talking about the Edomites. Goes back to the Hebrew word mal. That's the the ma, the la, mal. Laborer, sufferer, wretched one, workman. So as Esau is trying to fulfill his desire, which is implementing the MOTB, you're going to have the laborers that have reaped down his fields come up against him. All right, and we're seeing that now. Okay, let's go over here to James chapter 5, which James, he was the biological brother of our Lord Yahushua. James' name in the Hebrew is Yaqub, which is Jacob. James is interchangeable with Jacob. And we hit straight to the point. James 5:4. Behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields. All right. People that's working these jobs, which is of you, kept back by fraud. They're not getting paid what they're supposed to be getting paid. They're crying. There's a cry. There's an uproar. All right. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth, Lord of armies. So every hand of the wicked is going to come upon you. As these people are working these jobs, they're complaining. There's a cry. What's the cry? Inflation. What's the cry? We're not getting paid as much. What's the cry? We're not getting paid what we're supposed to be getting paid. Everything is going up, but our pay is not keeping up. So people is crying against this system. We go here to the CSB, Christian Standard Bible. It says, look, the pay that you withheld from the workers who mowed your fields cries out, and the outcry of the harvesters has reached the ears of the Lord of armies. So just like you had in the ancient Roman Empire, there was an outcry, you're going to have it in this system because it's the second leg of Rome. So these elites, they have to worry about Jake, starting off with Jake, because Jake is impacted the most by these jobs. They have to worry about these people that's working these jobs coming up against them. All right. Now, when we go here to Isaiah 19, which Isaiah 19 goes into these prophecies that will be happening to this spiritual Egypt, which is America. You go here to the 14th verse, it says, Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. All right, so the Lord is putting these ass backward spirits out here. And it starts off with immorality. All right, you can find some more of those spirits that's mingled here in 2 Timothy, the 3rd chapter. All right, Apostle Paul wrote this epistle to Timothy, which was head of, I want to say, Galatia. And he was prophesying unto him about these difficult times that will come. And he says here in the first verse in 2 Timothy, the third chapter, this know also that in the last days perilous times shall come. This is talking about the time period that we're in now. For men shall be lovers of their own selves, covetous, boasters, proud, blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection, truce breakers, false accusers, incontent, fierce, despisers of those that are good, traitors, heady, high-minded, lovers of pleasures more than lovers of the Most High, having a form of godliness, but denying the power thereof, from such turn away. So these are perverse spirits. These are the spirits that we go up against out there on the highways and the byways while teaching and preaching the testimony of Yahushua. These are the people that's going to be coming up against us when there's heavy persecution on the church. These are going to be the people that's going to have something to say about the message that we go out with. And these are the spirits that's on these people. They're covetous. All right. The scriptures speak about being against covetousness. Boasters, proud. Scriptures speak about against these behaviors. Blasphemers, disobedient to parents, unthankful, unholy, without natural affection. So when they hear this message, of course they're going to buck up against it, because the spirits that the Lord have put in these people those spirits isn't going to resonate with the truth. Let's go over here and see what Solomon said here in Solomon, the first chapter. In the Apocrypha, this is Wisdom of Solomon, chapter 1, verse 4. For into a malicious soul wisdom shall not enter, nor dwell in a body that's subject unto sin. So these are malicious spirits, wicked spirits. Wisdom isn't going to enter into these people. Okay. So not only do we have to worry about Esau coming down with great wrath, which we're not worrying about it, but we're, waiting on it. These people's going to be coming up against that. So let's see. Back in Isaiah 19 and 14, it says, Yahweh have mingled a perverse spirit in the midst thereof. And we were going into all these spirits here. And they have caused Egypt to err in every work thereof, as a drunken man staggered in his vomit. Because here in America, they push out the illusion of liberty, and you can be whatever you want, whoever you want, worship whatever you want. All right. And it causes this place to go off. It causes this place to stagger in error. Verse 15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. So here in America, work is going to come to a screeching halt. All right. You got AI, this artificial intelligence. You got these companies segueing into from having manpower to using machines. All right. So work having actual manpower is not needed for these jobs. You go to Walmart, there's self-checkout. You go to a fast food place, it's an automated system. All right. A lot of these jobs these women have where they go to work and sit down in them chairs in front of a computer all day, there's software out now that can do those particular jobs now. So it's going to eliminate a lot of work for Egypt. And like we were saying, or like we were going into with Esau, every hand of the wicked, which we went into that word wicked, it goes back to the Hebrew word aimal, which is worker or laborer or workman, shall come upon him. Everybody's going to have some shit to say about these Edomites. And it's going to go from, hey, man, you sending all these billions of dollars to Israel and not taking care of home. It's homelessness. It's all these different things happening over here, to people just want to outright rebel against Esau. And it's all found in the scripts. Let's go to 2 Esdras 15, verse 14. Woe to the world and them that dwell therein. There's no peace to Babylon the Great. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. Going back to Job chapter 20, verse 22. In the fullness of his sufficiency he shall be in straits. What straits? Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him. The wicked is talking about people that's in the society that's working these jobs. So when we go back here to 2 Esdras chapter 15, verse 14 or 15, for the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. For there shall be sedition among men, and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings. Who's the king? Esau. Nor princes. And the curse of their actions shall stand in their power. People gonna have the power. People gonna mount up, have little militias. You see it in the post-apocalyptic movies. This is the straits Esau is gonna be in. And then he's gonna come down with great wrath. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. It's gonna be checkpoints, lockdowns, shutdowns, curfews. Then you have these talks of 15-minute cities. For because of their pride, the city shall be troubled, the houses shall be destroyed, and men shall be afraid. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword, and pity and spoil their goods because of lack of bread and great tribulation. Throw a famine on top of that. Throw no work on top of that. Back in Isaiah 19:15, neither shall there be any work for Egypt, which the head or tail, branch or rush may do. In that day shall Egypt be like women, weak, and it shall be afraid and fear because of the shaking of the hand of Yahweh of hosts, which he shaketh over it, which goes into the prophets prophesying against this place, and the prophecies coming to pass. All right, it's going to weaken this place. It's going to have Egypt like women. All right. And you can keep reading on there. We were in James. Let's go back to James, the 5th chapter. Got to go into those words, man. Once again, James 5:4, behold, the hire of the laborers, which that word wicked in Job, was it 20 verse 22? Let me see. Job 20 verse 22, the word wicked goes back to the Hebrew word aimal, which is laborer. James 5:4, behold, the hire of the laborers who have reaped down your fields, which is of you kept back by fraud, crieth. And the cries of them which have reaped are entered into the ears of the Lord of Sabaoth. This starts off with the prophets. We sigh and cry for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof. And then you have these other people that's outside of the truth. They're also crying as well. All right. And the Lord hearing the outcry that's happening out here. And the Lord is going to do something. Okay, let's read this again in CSB just to get a clearer understanding. Be careful with these other translations because they do go off. So you want to make sure you eat the meat and spit out the bones. CSB, Christian Standard Bible, look, the pay that you withhold from the workers who mowed your field cries out, and the outcry of the harvesters have reached the ear of the Lord of armies. So people aren't getting paid what they're supposed to be getting paid, and there's an outcry. A lot of people have to, join houses, come together, filling up 1-bedrooms, with other bodies just to make ends meet, to quote with inflation. And then we read how in Isaiah 19, neither shall there be any work for Egypt. So if people aren't going to be able to financially support themselves, then there's going to be crime, like we were reading in 2nd Esdras 15. These are the straits that Esau is going to be having, and this is also Jacob's trouble. I got a couple of articles here. Millions of Americans are fed up with food prices, fast food prices. So these same people are also fed up with the prices at the grocery store, and these companies are taking advantage of this whole inflation thing and just adding $2-3 on their menu, $4-5 on their menu, because they know that, people know it's inflation. So we're going to make however much money we can. They calling it greedflation, which is basically these companies, once again, understanding that people know that there's inflation. They know that things costing more. So we're going to take advantage of that, and we're going to raise our prices. All right. Prices at America's biggest fast food chains have soared above the rate of inflation in the past 5 years as firms come under fire for greedflation. Look up that word, greedflation. Matter of fact, we'll go ahead and do that now. Greedflation. Even as inflation has slowed, which is a lie, families are still paying higher prices thanks to corporate greed or greedflation. Under the guise of inflation, corporations are raising prices on American families and raking in record profits to boot. All right. People are seeing that. That's why you're going to have sedition. Like we were reading in 2nd Esdras 15, sedition among men and invading one another. They shall not regard their kings nor princes, in their course of their actions shall stand their power. The people is going to feel betrayed. They're going to feel lied to. They're going to feel like they were finessed. All right. People are already coming up against the American dream. Debt is topping all these trillions of dollars. Then they're saying, what can the White House do about high housing costs? People's questioning things, all while Esau is gearing up to push his MOTB, Neuralink implants, brain, seat hips, and human for the first time. That's happening. And as you stand upon your watch through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua, you're seeing all these things, and we know what time and season that we're in. You got millions of men are leaving the workforce. Here's the lasting impact that has on the economy. Men are seeing that there's no benefits of working these jobs. Why bend over backwards and work 2 and 3 jobs, 10, 12, 16 hours a day, all to get paid and send it straight back to the people that gave it to you? And you got to repeat the cycle. So people are saying, to hell with that. I might as well just be homeless, you know? Then reports are coming out saying tough times ahead for U.S. consumers. People are seeing this stuff. So therefore, there's going to be an outcry, all right? And when these people come up against Esau, that's going to be a signal to him that he has but a short time. Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens. The heavens, pursuant to Revelation 18:20, are the holy apostles and prophets, which are the elect. We're supposed to be rejoicing in these times, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and for the sea. Like we were reading in 2nd Esdras 15. That's destruction, death and destruction. Sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, and swords in their hands. That's what that's talking about. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and the sea, for the devil, which is the so-called white man, is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. Esau's going to use that sword. He's going to come down because he's going to be in straits. Like we're reading in Job chapter 20, verse 22, in the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. As he's trying to push his agenda, he's going to be in a position of difficulty. And what's the position of difficulty these Edomites is going to be in? Every hand of the wicked, the laborers that have reaped down these fields, shall come upon him. And it's going to lead to sedition among men and invading one another. All right. People having weapons in their hands. They're not giving a damn about their kings and their princes. You know, a lot of rape, a lot of murder, snatching, all kind of stuff. So things are going to get off the hook. Now, let me put a little balance in here, because it's not all woe and destruction. For the members of the hopeful elect, the Lord is going to provide a hedge of protection. Psalm 37, verse 17, for the arms of the wicked shall be broken. The power structure of the Edomites is going to get destroyed by our Lord Yahushua. But Yahweh upholdeth the righteous. He is upholding us with this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which keeps us stable. Isaiah 33:6. Yahweh knoweth the days of the upright. Why does the Lord know of the days of the upright? Because man's goings are of the Lord. He put the spirit on him to do the things that are satisfying unto them, and their inheritance shall be forever. Talking about the kingdom of heaven, which is the Lord Yahushua's kingdom. But we being joint heirs with the Lord Yahushua, we're going to be ruling with him, or when we are part of the elect and enduring to the end. They shall not be ashamed of the evil time, Jacob's trouble. All right, when Esau coming down with great wrath, we're not going to be ashamed, because we knew that these things was going to happen. In fact, brothers is waiting on these times, because that's when the Israelite man is going to become that fine gold when this kingdom comes down, because the Lord is going to be lifting up standards and guiding his men. It speaks about a guide unto them that keep my commandments and precepts, saith the Lord. So the Lord is going to be guiding and helping out the men. You see examples of men being guided through the Spirit. One that come to mind is Apostle Philip in Acts the 8th chapter, when the Spirit led him to talk to that Ethiopian eunuch, which he was an Israelite, and he broke down the scripts to him. You know, Spirit guided Philip. So that same Spirit is going to be guiding us to make spiritual decisions in these times of trouble. So we're not going to be ashamed in the evil time, like it says in Psalm 37:19. And in the days of famine, when there's no food out here, they shall be satisfied. All right, we're going to have what we need. You know, don't let these epistles, these video epistles, shake you up. All right, when you go here to 2nd Esdras, the message is echoing over here in this chapter as well. This is 2nd Esdras chapter 2, verse 27. Be not worried, for when the day of trouble and heaviness cometh, when Jacob's trouble was underway, others shall weep and be sorrowful. Man, people going to be asked out because America is falling. But thou shalt be merry and have an abundance. We're going to have everything that we need through the Spirit. Back in Psalm 37:19, they shall not be ashamed of the evil time, Jacob's trouble. And in the days of famine, they shall be satisfied. We're going to have food. But the wicked shall perish, Edomites and wicked Jakes in these nations. And the enemies of Yahweh shall be as fat of lambs. They shall consume into smoke. They shall consume away. They're going to get destroyed in the thermonuclear destruction. Scripts call it the lake of fire, which is America fully engulfed in flames. All right. So, hey, things is getting grim. And as we stay upon our watch, man, that just gives us more strength for the power, strength for the war, spiritual war. All right. Things is getting more shittier here. Stay tapped in and stay focused on the mission. I'm going to leave it at that. Lord willing, it was edifying to the Lord's select. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shai, by Hashem Rakakwadash, and double honors to our elders and apostles of Great Millstone that taught us the truth. Shalom, Washabaf, Shalom.